Hello and welcome back to Webcast News. Let's get started. And today I'm just going to look at one story because it's a story that I did report on yesterday but didn't really get all the details or information in. And that's because as I went to record yesterday's episode, the incident of the shootings at the Charlie Hebdo magazine offices was actually just happening, and it literally just happened. So I didn't really get to put all the details or all the information that is now out into the video, so I want to take the time to look back on that and make sure I get everything in here, because it is a huge matter. The latest news is that two Islamic brothers, who I will not be naming or showing any pictures of because that is what they want, went into the Charlie Hebdo offices in Paris, shooting and killing 12 people. Now those 12 people I will be naming because these people need to be remembered for the fact that they use their freedom of speech to speak out about terrible things in the world, but were killed for it. There were 47-year-old head editor and cartoonist Stéphane Charbonnier, cartoonist Jean Cabot, who was 76, Bernard Verlac, who was 57, Georges Valinsky, who was 80 years old, Philippe Honor, who was 73, 68-year-old economist and columnist Bernard Maris, proofreader Mustafa Urad, columnist Elsa Kayat, who was the only woman killed in this incident, Michel Renaud, who was only there as a visitor on the day, 42-year-old caretaker Frédéric Boissieu, and police officers Frank Brinsolaro and Ahmed Medabet. May remember all 12 people killed in this and hope that their legacy continues through the Charlie Hebdo magazine and that the freedom of speech is maintained by this company. After the shooting, the culprits then got back into the car and fled, then dumping the car and stealing another car to get away. Police are now chasing the culprits and have detained 7 people who know the culprits and believe that the two brothers are the only 2 people who are actually involved in the shootings. Paris went into high terror alert yesterday and are still searching for the culprits, who apparently this morning robbed a service station for fuel and food in northern France. Earlier today, a policewoman was shot and killed by a gunman, and another person was severely injured as well in southern France. But this has not yet been linked to the shootings yesterday, and it may not actually have anything to do with it. Now that most of the actual information is out of the way, I want to throw what I think into this, because I think, freedom of speech, we need to keep it. So I'm going to put my freedom of speech out there. The 2 gunmen apparently shouted during the shootings, "We have avenged the Prophet Muhammad," and that God is great in Arabic. This is because the Charlie Hebdo magazine company did depictions in cartoon form of the Prophet Muhammad in 2011, and the next day they were bombed. Their offices were actually bombed, and now they have been fully attacked by gunmen and killed. But going back to it, there is no way that they have actually avenged the Prophet Muhammad. Because in what place in the Quran, I've never read the Quran, but in what place does it say, if someone depicts the Prophet Muhammad, go and kill whoever might have been involved in this? I'll say, do Christians go around killing people if God is depicted in any sort of way? Because you're not supposed to do that. The answer is no. All this tiny little minority group has managed to do is put the entire world against them. Because not only have they angered France, Barack Obama, President of America, has said that they will aid France in any way they can. Prime Minister David Cameron tweeted that they would stand by France in the fight against terrorism. And the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has said that this is a direct attack on the cornerstone of democracy. And also the Arab League and Al-Azhar, which is the top Islamic institution in Egypt, has condemned the attacks. So all this minority group has managed to do is turn everyone, and even people of the same religion, against them. And that is something I really want to stress here to everyone. No point of this am I saying that all Islamic people are bad, okay? Most Islamic people will be as infuriated by this, and probably more infuriated by this, because it's giving their religion a bad press than anybody else is. As I said before, it is just a very small minority group who just want to make a big impact on the world and want to make themselves known, and all they've done is just turn the entire world against them, and are now big choices to just wipe them out and kill them, which is what they deserve. So that is it for this video. It has just been this one story, but I really felt that I needed to recover this because there was a lot that I didn't get in, there was a lot that I didn't speak about, so I felt I had to add all of this in just to get the big news in, because this is an attack on the freedom of speech, which is something that should never be attacked, and people everywhere, anyone should have the freedom of speech, but some people obviously don't need the freedom of actions. So if you have liked this video, the way I've gone into it, please hit that like button, please hit the subscribe button as well, and as always, thank you for watching.